I really like the effect of having him talking to his ex-girlfriend and telling one story, but the actual reality was something slightly different.
Yeah, yeah, and that was the chosen story form for it. Really, was essentially the kind of heart of the theme of the story is to explore the differences between often what is said and what actually somebody does, and to actually see someone's actions, a classic kind of character on screen, by what they do determines what they are actually truly like inside. What anybody can say anything. So that's what I really enjoyed, was for him to be talking to her, but actually going through something completely different,
Yeah.
or having it cross over, coming into play, and then going diverse as the story unfolds for the last scene.
And obviously you simplified the original story, and I think the simplification of it is really effective as well.
Yeah, the first draft, he wasn't quite sure whether he was gay or not, and that was something that he wasn't sure if he was telling the story just to get back at her, as a kind of, you're an ex-girlfriend, I don't like you anymore, here's the story that happened to me the other day. And I thought it was just too much. You can't do something that subtle with this kind of story, and it was such a strong idea of him coming out that I thought, let's just make it nice like that. The water, everything, all the imagery is there for that story, and I think it works better for it.
There's still a sense of denial that's left in the story. You've left that in, haven't you? But it's all about halfway through.
I think he's still coming to terms with it. It's still questioning his identity. He's still, and being around an ex-girlfriend amplifies that for him. So it is a very confusing time. And her being the way she is with him, she kind of then keeps coming back at him for mistakes that he made in their relationship, and blames him for never wanting to be in love at all. And so he is on the back heel a bit, in the back foot. And that's why we left it all mainly for that little smile at the end when he walks away. He knows, and he knows to himself, and that's what the most that matters, really.
So you made several films, or was this, what's your sort of film career so far?
Before Trunks, I'd made 2 other short films, one called Belly Button, one called Tomorrow's Forecast. And Belly Button was about 6 characters that are from disparate parts of a city that come together at one moment at the end. And Tomorrow's Forecast is about a man who can't remember what happened the night before, but kind of ends up talking on a beach to himself with blood over him. So it's very much a dark thriller. And the reason I made Trunks was a lot of reasons, really. I like to make films about a character who questions identity, and I really enjoyed sitting at the bottom of a swimming pool for the day.
So like you say, there's the thing about the identity is important to you. So there are the kind of themes you look at for stories to make into films.
I think there's got to be a strong central main character, or 2 or 3, and there's got to be, for me, a journey that character has to take, something that happens inside of him that makes it interesting. I think particularly with a short film, because we can't do action adventures so much with short films, there has some inner struggle that the character has to overcome. That's what I like to explore at this level.
So what's your plans now? Have you got more projects on at the
moment? I do. I'm doing a few commercials, and I'm writing a feature film. That's my big plan. So that's where I'm trying to go, just like everybody else.
And with Trunks itself, is that getting much? Are you getting much good reaction to that, or is that going out anywhere else?
It has. It's done the festival circuit actually. It's just coming to the end now. It's got in about 15 festivals. It's won a few awards as well. Recently, it's got in the top 3 of Shooting People Film of the Month, which is I'm looking forward to Danny Boyle judging that, so that'll be interesting. And it's been really well received. It won Best Screenplay at the Van Dor Awards. It won a couple of Best Short Film titles, a couple of others which I can't think of at the moment. It's been really nice to see it through, but that's been going on for about a year, so it's nice to end now, really.
Okay, I'll just get a question from the audience. This may be quite tricky, but I'll just say it back to you. So, has anybody got a question?
The audience is very quiet tonight. What about those? How did you do those underwater?
Oh, in fact, we have a question.
How hard is it to film underwater? Because
oh yeah, I was going to ask that. Yeah. Someone here wants to know, how hard is it to film underwater?
Yes, it was hard. We had 2 cameras underwater. The director of photography had a camera and I had a camera. The hardest from an operating perspective, operating a camera is a nightmare underwater because you only got a few controls that you can use to get the white balance to set, and the buoyancy of the camera, you have to get that right. But that was good. That was the fun part. What slowed the production down was the communication actually between us at the bottom of the pool and the cast, who had to stop swimming every now and then to stop going too tired. So I had an amphibious first AD who would kind of do hand gestures to myself and the cameraman at the deep end, and then we would see him go up and we'd see him talk something to all of the background extras and the actors, and you kind of hear something, then you'd come down and do the hand gestures returning, we'd go yes, and then something would happen which we didn't really plan, we didn't quite work out what went wrong there. Suddenly the swimmer starts swimming off in a different direction, so we'd have to kind of work out, try and do it with hand gestures so we didn't have to go up again before we had a tea break and chat about it. So it slowed it down, but it also made it quite fun as well.
So how many hours were you actually in the water filming those scenes?
The entire underwater swimming pool was about 8 hours. It was pretty much one film a day, and then the scenes were another day.
So is that like 8 hours all at once?
Yeah, with a lunch break. Yeah.
So your skin got all wrinkly. Okay.
Another question.
Oh, there's a question. Yeah.
What was the significance of inverting the shot when it was underwater from time to time? You know, the shot flips vertically.
Did you hear that? Okay. Yeah.
Just the shots upside down in the water. It's really just to further enhance that new world that he was in, to enhance the confusion of his memory, the feelings he was having, and to amplify the emotions he was having at the time. And before he meets the swimmer underwater, all of that kind of adds to the mental state. He was down, but he enjoyed swimming underwater. There was no gravity. Everything was a bit more free, and a little bit of fear in retracing the steps of that memory and going through it. So, and it looked good, I thought, as well.
That's the best reason. So, okay, well, thanks a lot. Yeah.